Hi folks, we're back here today with another DLG repair video. Coming to you from a very lovely, hot, warm Sunday afternoon. We've got the doors open. The dog is running in and out, so at some point he may decide to say hello on this video. But don't worry, he's not going to bite. So, the eagle-eyed monkshoot will have spotted the fact that we've got the monitor sitting on top of a PS2. And, I mean, the good news is, is that the PS2 powers up. So we don't have that bridge that we need to cross. However, you might have just heard the disc tray trying to open up there. And if I can just pull the camera across a little bit, you'll see that, the disc tray is, wow, it's not very well. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. We're going to be looking at seeing if we can get this disc tray open. I mean, that really should be the easy bit. Although, does it still read discs? Does it play games? Etc. etc. So, without further ado, let's get this thing powered down. Let's get the case apart and let's see if we can get it on. Very excited about this today. This is the first time I've ever had a PS2 that we're going to take apart. So yeah, let's see what goes on, shall we? So, as I said in the intro, I picked this. Well, I didn't actually say this, did I? But I picked this PS2 up for a little bit more than a couple of pounds off eBay. There we go. Dog is saying hello. Yeah, I picked it up for a couple of pounds. The seller was very honest. Showed photos of it working, and he did say the tray just didn't come out. He had no idea why. From doing a little bit of reading online, it seems that one of the things I'm thinking is perhaps the belt has either got to a point where that's just degraded so much that it's crumbled, or perhaps the goo on the rails has dried up. These things. I mean, what are these things now? 23 years old. PS2 came out about 2001, a little bit before. So it certainly ain't a nipper, and these things do dry up over time. I mean, cosmetically, this thing's in relatively decent condition. I know we've got some markings on the bottom, but they're not dug in scratches, for want of a better phrase. Okay, they're just sort of surface marks where it's been sat on a cabinet or something for an extended period of time. Sweet the dog's very keen to get in on the action on today's video. In between guarding us of pigeons that are going to attack us at any moment and wanting to voice his opinion on the PS2, he's desperate to get in on the video. So just one last screw. Like I say, so far it seems relatively easy to take apart. He says, although, right, what have we got next? Do we take the top off? Like I said, never had one of these in bits before. I'll take the expansion bay out. Is there no screws in there? So is it just a case of the security sticker, or are there more? Or is it the fact that that's not all the way back in? I'm kind of feeling there's... Oh, there's one more screw. That's not going to help things, is it? Hands up if you spotted that. Leave me a comment. Right, all the screws are out now. So is it just a case of lifting up? What am I missing? What am I missing? I'm sure there's people right now screaming at the TV going, "It's that, you idiot." Right, I think I'm going to get my X-Acto knife out and just give that a little bit. Is it? This is getting slightly embarrassing. I'm going to do a quick little reading and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've saved you all the embarrassment of watching me trying to figure out what on earth was going off there. Yeah, it was a mixture of two things. One, I didn't. Well, we've got the security sticker there holding the two bits together. That should have been pretty logical for me, to be fair. So yeah, what can I say? It's a Sunday afternoon. Brain's only working at 0.8. But then the other one, which was making life difficult as well, is the fact that this CD drawer is getting slightly in the way. So what I've had to do is sort of pull it out ever so slightly, then tip her forward. And wow, as we open this thing up, the amount of dust in this thing is phenomenal. So we'll deal with that later. What I'm going to do for now is just move that out of the way, because like I said, having this thing open for the first time, as you have already seen, not really read too many guides on how these things are put together, so I don't really know what we're doing with it. The one thing I have read is this, or watched a small video on, is this thing here, which sort of clamps down as discs are inserted and get ready to spin. Over time, can the magnet in it can stick, basically. Or did it say it magnetizes the other piece of the mechanism or something like that, causing the two pieces to sort of become locked together and stop things happening. But I think what we'll do is I'm going to get the cover off this DVD drive, or at least, you know, try to, and we'll have a look, see that screwdriver's not going to work. Have a look, see what's going on under the hood here. Yeah, we'll see what's going on here. So, will this one do the job? That seems to be better. There we go. Yeah, absolutely filthy inside here. I mean, so much dust. Right, so hopefully will that just come off? Yeah, there was a little bit of resistance there as well, which is sort of making me think that has become magnetized. And oh my goodness, this thing is grim inside. There's so much fluff in there. Okay, let's go one step further and actually see about taking this entire DVD drive out. But how do we go about doing that? Ah, okay, so we've got a screw buried there underneath the dust. Is that it? Is that all there was? Nope. What are you connected to, eh? Okay, so I continue to have a little bit of a play around with it, and I found four things. And again, people who have seen PS2 teardowns before and things like that, I'm sure it's very obvious to you. But you know what? If you're having a go at things for the first time ever, number one, props to you, yeah, for having a go with these things. And yeah, we all start somewhere, don't we? And like I say, this is the first PS2 for me. So what I found I had to do was there was a screw, a goldy, bronzy screw holding the fan here. So just lifted that out ever slightly. At the back, there are two plastic catchers that go under here, and it's just a case of very gently either pushing it up this way or pulling this forward from here. And then similarly, there's one at the front as well, and it's just a case of sort of gently levering it out. And once you've done that, we can start to make a bit of a move on getting the DVD drive out. However, there are still some ribbons, some of these ribbon connections in place. So next job is to try and find where they come from. And I'm hoping that, I still can't believe how much dust is on this thing, hoping that he says, is that just going to be a case of that? Oh, or something's come undone there, so that's something we'll have to address at some point. Oh, okay, right, we're back. I paused the camera for a little bit while I basically did some things. This is going to sound really weird, isn't it? Did some things to it that I didn't want to appear on camera. Get those things out of your dirty minds. No, basically, I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to pull away at it for a minute, and it's still not sounding good for me. A couple of screws at the front under here were all sort of holding it all together. So I basically just unscrewed them, pulled at these little ribbon cables, and again, I don't want people to think that this is a guide per se, which is why I just sort of cut the camera off for a minute, because I thought I don't want somebody following the model that I've just led, which was essentially just pull at it until it comes off. So we are down to sort of the bare bones now. Okay, so we've got the shell, which can go to one side for a little bit, the horrifically dusty board and power unit over here, which I'm being very mindful to keep away from, and then the last thing, or sort of the main thing really, is the disk drive, which is sort of the main culprit. Underneath we had these three ribbon cables which connect to the board, and then one that came from the board to here, which, you know, we were able to get off. So as we can see, although it's upside down, as the tray comes out, this lifts up slightly, and it's at this point that we're getting stuck. So I guess it's just a case of me having a look around this thing until we can see what it is that's getting caught. I mean, something maybe slipped off a rail or something, I don't know. It's horrifically dusty, isn't it? I think I'm going to go and get a brush, and we're going to get rid of some of this dust. Okay, so I've just got a toothbrush, soft toothbrush. I like to just use it just to get off some of the surface grime, surface dust, before we give that lens a good clean. I mean, apart from dust, it doesn't actually look that bad. There's no real signs of corrosion. There's no real signs of anything shattered or anything anything like that. It's just a case of it is sticking. Perhaps I should invest in some sort of compressor to blow all this air out. I'll add it to the list of things I want to buy. But in the meantime, right, so let's see. What can we see moving? So that. See, as I'm pulling it, that side feels locked. It feels like that side is wanting to go further, which lends me to think that any blockage is over this side. You can see like this side is wanting to go. That side is stuck firm. Probably shouldn't do that. Probably going to get called out on that, but at least the laser's moving. I mean, a whole part of me is just thinking, do you know what, just yank it and... Nope, okay. Right, is there anything else that we can take off to get a better view? There's a screw there, but I'm not quite sure if that will do me any good. So that white bit there, this white bit here, when the drawer comes out, that bit moves along. And it should, well, where should it go? Should it? Don't do that. That didn't sound good. I can't for the life of me see where that bit would go. This bit, when I'm saying that bit, I mean this bit. Because those runners don't have anything else to feed into, but they... Oh, they must do. But is it far enough for this tray to come out? Let's have a cup of tea. Okay, so I've been having to play around with this for the last, well, half an hour or so off camera, and we've got to the point where I managed to disassemble everything and I had it all in bits, and oh, that wasn't doing that. Yeah, there was a small screw. Let's try and get that into camera a little bit. Here, which held this tray in place, and I had a little just play about with it, just trying to ease everything in and out. And I've put it back together to a point where you can turn it on. I also realised that when I pulled this assembly away, or whatever you want to call it, there was sort of like a piece of, on each of the ribbons, there's like a piece of laminated plastic that helps you put it in and pull it out. And I'd inadvertently pulled that one away when I went full heavy hand with this. So luckily, it's stuck back together with some Pritt stick. All the glue sticks are available. So we're at a point now where I've plugged it all back together. So if I turn it on, we can see the assembly moves. This moves a little bit. And if we press the button, hey, it comes all the way out. Actually, I'm quite surprised that happened, because until a few seconds ago, when I literally just pushed that back on there, it didn't do anything. So I was actually expecting to show you a video of this half done, and then say, right, what we're going to do next. So, right, what are we going to do next? I'll tell you what we'll do. I'm going to power this completely down, because I'm really mindful of the fact that this area is open and there's power running through it. and grown up in the 90s, if you're like me, you are terrified of all things, rightfully so, terrified of all things electricity wise. Those awful substation commercial things still burn a hole in my brain when I'm not thinking about anything. So I digress. So we're going to fully power this off. I hate being near things of a power nature. And what we can now do is hopefully a little bit more safelier, is get the AV cable plugged in. Now you might have spotted the fact that the front panel is also not present at the minute. I don't know what sort of error that's going to give us, if any, when I power this on. Currently struggling to get the AV cable in. There we go. So if I just put that there, so that's in shot. What else do we need? A game. A game would be good, wouldn't it? Now, is the game going to spin up on that, or am I going to walk into a world of pain? Let's try it, shall we? Ooh. Now, hey, another little shameless plug here for one of my other videos. If you are interested in these lovely box protectors, check out one of my other videos. In fact, two of my other videos now, where we've talked about these box protectors. They're in the channel. You're going to want to check out the more recent one I did. I'm not going to tell you why. All I'm going to say to you is, if you are interested in these box protectors, go and check out the other video that I made recently on them, and you'll enjoy it. So, are we brave enough? What's going to happen when we put it in with that lid? We'll find out, shall we? So, let's power it up first. Let's see if we actually get... oh, no, we're not powered on. So we've got a red light. I'm trying not to look at the laser, because you should never look at a laser when a laser is pointing at you. Or so they say. Okay, so we've got a picture. That's cool. Right, so we'll eject the tray. That's cool. We're going to put a disc on. Now, what's going to happen? Is that going to spin up? Is it going to fly off? Good. I don't think that's a good idea, is it? No, we're not going to do that. Right? Ah, okay. Right. Bad idea. We're going to need that lid on, aren't we? Oh dear. Right. Let's just take that out. Yes, I thought we would. Bad juju doing that. Right. Ugh. Let's give that a bit of a clean. I think what we'll do is give it a good clean, and okay, right, so lid, which way around do you go? You go that way, and I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just pop, actually, oh, come on, or come off, shall I say. Yeah, that is really magnetized, so I'm wondering if that's also, we'll come back to that. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that. Like I said, I watched a video where somebody, the person that had made it, had said that because that had become magnetized, it was sticking onto there more than it should have been, and was causing trouble. Right. Or maybe it's meant to do that. I don't know. Maybe it is. Or maybe it was sort of like a middle ground. Right. And I'll tell you what we'll do. Just to hold it in place a little bit, I'll just put one screw in. Right. Let's try again, shall we? So, power on. Let's have a little power up myself. Oh, that's hot. And given that it's about 25 degrees outside, or so it feels. Ah, yeah, so it's sticking again, look. And as we can see, it's moving down. I wonder if that has got something... Right. Let's try and just... Yeah. Okay. I'm curious to see if this DVD drive actually still works. So, what we're going to do. what we're going to do is I'm going to take this lid off. I'm going to put the disc in to simulate that disc being in, and we're going to pop the lid on, because at least that way that is going to stop that, I want to say magnetization. I don't know if that's actually the right way to describe it, but we'll, right, okay. So much dust in this thing, flying everywhere. Picture on the screen, we'll give it a minute. Right, there we go. DVD drive's coming out, DVD drive's going in, spinning up quicker, spinning up a little quicker maybe, and it's stopped. Yeah, it's not liking it, is it? Let's give it one more go. DVD drive in. Not even spinning this time. Okay, spinning this time. Seems to be spinning faster. Let's try him. It's gave up. Okay, right. I'm going to power this down. I'm going to eject the game first. Power this down, take the lid off, give that lens another clean, and we'll take it from there. Right, so let's get that unplugged from there, and I know these capacitors in here still holding a good amount of storage, power, so I'm going to be really careful to stay away from that area. Right, so I mean, it may be nothing in there, and by all means, hit me up in the comments with some info on this. But yeah, it's just not for me. Right, so bit of IPA on the old bud, and I'm going to give that lens a clean all around here. You can see some dirt. I mean, this whole thing is, there's a lot of dust. Let's put it that way. It's being used, but how many times does the average person take apart their PlayStation 2 and clean it? Not very often. And this thing's seen a life. So yeah, right. Okay, let's just see if that's done anything to affect whether that game boots or not. Can't even get the cover on now. Oh, what's going on? Do it the right way. Is it the right way? It's not the right way. Ninny. I'll tell you what though, let's plug this back in as well, because I would hate to think that for whatever reason this is the reason why a game won't boot up. I can't see it being a thing, but you never know. So we'll... Oh, there we go. It's one of those flippy downy ones. apologies for not knowing that. Right, let's... Right, here we go. Got power, a little bit of power. DVD drive out, DVD drive in. Nothing, not even spinning up now. Are we starting to think that this DVD drive is not very well? Is it kaput, as they say? Yeah, that's what I'm starting to think. I mean, if we close it without... Is that even going all the way in? I think it is. I mean, do you know what? At least we've got a little bit further than we did before. I'm not happy with that clunk there. I don't think that is something that should be happening. So, we're going to completely power it off. I'm going to take it to bits again. And we're going to have a look at what's going on inside there. Okay? So, watch this space. Okay. I think I always start my things like segments with okay. Don't I? Also, apologies if in the background you can hear the washing machine going. It is Sunday. It is wash day. Yeah, tells you lots, I think. So anyway, so off camera, I've been messing around with this now, probably for about 20 minutes, and the way this works is, if you don't know, perhaps you do know, is as this tray moves out, the mechanism lowers down. For whatever reason, I don't know whether as the tray goes in, it raises up. It's a good design. And under this tray, which for reasons you'll see in a minute, I'm reluctant to show you. Under the tray is on this side. There's a rail with teeth, and there's a cog here which spins round, and it all sort of works in motion, and it's sort of all together. That as one thing happens, another thing happens. What was happening was it was just getting caught. I don't know whether it's taken a bang or something and just sort of like slipped a tooth or something. So essentially what I've been doing is moving it ever so slightly in and out, seeing that there was some resistance there. So then lifting it up, moving it so it wasn't on the rail, and then dropping it back down so it was back on the rail. Basically, trial and error until we've got to a point now where this happens. So we can see this white bit here, that sort of moves that way in conjunction with that moving up and down as the tray closes. And I think we may be at a point, and I've not tried this yet, with the lid on, putting it on the wrong way around again, where we are reading discs. So let's try it out, shall we? Washing machine's just entered its spin cycle again, so apologies, you've probably got some noises coming from that side. I don't know why I'm pointing, you can't see it, but from the left side of the video we've got birds and dogs. The dogs are enjoying themselves in the sun, and the washing machine's whizzing away. So anyway, I digress. So we've got a picture. We've got a disc tray that is coming out. Disc goes in. engages, spins. Ah, we're not spinning up still. Oh, I really thought that was going to be it then. Really thought that we were going to be onto something then. Let's just give it another. Let's just give it another little nudge. Come on, come on. A little bit of engagement. Ah, it's not spinning up. Genuinely thought that was going to be it. Right. We're getting closer. I can feel it. We're nearly there. Come on. Watch this space. Okay, so we're back, and I've been having another little play around with this off camera. I'm convinced it's this mechanism thingy here. Well, it's not a mechanism. It's just a bit of plastic. It's got a magnet inside, and what that does is it grips onto the bit that spins round to hold the disc in place. And I remember reading, I think I mentioned this earlier on in the video. I remember reading that over time, this magnet either just becomes I'm not, I don't know, 100% sure, but it just becomes too magnety almost, and it really does. It stops doing the thing that it should be doing, and it actually becomes counterproductive. I tried wedging just a little bit of tape. That didn't work. It obviously these things are quite very finely balanced, aren't they? And that just knackered it up. Well, not knackered it up, but so I don't know. I was literally just sort of sitting twiddling it, just moving it around and things like that. And then I thought, oh, I know, I'll try something else. And that thing I've never actually got on to trying, because I put the disc in, and whether this was not seated properly or I don't know what, but I've put the disc in, and you can see it's starting to fire up. And it's making all the right noises, and that's doing all the right things. And in a second, you're going to see that lovely PlayStation 2 logo, and in a few more seconds, it's going to disappear. And we're going to be presented with our SmackDown, hopefully, SmackDown versus Raw loading screen. Guys and girls and ladies and whatever, I think we're fixed. I think we're there. I think we have got this drive working. Obviously, we've not got a controller plugged in, but I reckon we're there. So, without further ado, we can power it down. Well, I'll take the disc out first. We can power this down, and we can start putting them back together. What an adventure this has been. I mean, this is the first PS2 that I've had anything to do with other than putting one of these, the hard drive bay thingy-majiggers. So I put one of those in. At first I put one of the SATA ones in without the Ethernet port, and then I went back and got an original PlayStation 2 one and put that in. But I've never really delved into the world of the PS2, so it was quite exciting for me to have a look and see what is actually under the hood of one of these things. And I hope you've enjoyed coming on the journey too. Let me just check that I've put that screw back in under there. Yep. Although I've got a horrible feeling now I've taken that off. That it's not going to work. Yeah, like I say, I do make these videos for entertainment purposes, not as a gospel guide. Obviously, if you're using this as some sort of reference, trying to solve your own problems, then great. I do things knowing that if I bugger it up, then I bugger it up. I've learned something, okay? But if you are going to attempt some sort of modification or repair, make sure you're confident in doing it. Make sure you follow the correct safety procedures. Don't be messing around with electricity and stuff like that, because you will get hurt, and I would hate for anybody to get hurt off the back of watching something that I'd tried to do. So where does that go? Hey, I took you out and I completely... Well, no, it won't go that way, will it? Have I put that on the wrong way round? Should that be that way? I think it should, shouldn't it? Let's now then, which... See, this is also something that I struggle massively with, is getting all the screws back. That doesn't go in there, in the right place. I'm not very good at it. So, that's something else to be aware of. Yeah. Right, I think I'm going to reassemble this off camera because then I can make all the mistakes I want and nobody sees them and nobody's none the wiser. So join me at the end and we'll give it a full play test. So here we are, guys. We're back with our PS2 and as you can see, it's all put back together and the disc tray is fully working. It's taking in discs, it's spinning them up, and more importantly, it's booted into the game. It's actually taken me a little while, longer than I imagined, to put this back together. For any of you that's ever taken a PS2 to bits and then put it back together will know how fiddly some of the ribbon cables are inside it. And I actually ended up slightly damaging one of them, the one that connects the buttons on the front to the main board. They have these sort of small pieces of plastic on that help you plug them in easier. I ended up pulling one of them off, so I had to order some new ones, and you know it took a while for it to come. But anyway, we're all yes, I want to start the game. So anyway, we're all back together. Again, just assembling this is an absolute pain in the backside. It's so fiddly. The ribbons inside it, just making sure everything's all in the right place. I've actually had it back at this state twice, only to realise that the ribbons weren't seated properly, or I'd forgot to put the ribbon in for the control port. So yeah, absolute pain in the backside. But as you can see now, we've now got a fully working PS2. So like I say, just needs a little bit of TLC. I'm going to go over with some back to black, just get it all nice and shiny. And this controller needs a little bit of cleaning on the old thumb ports. But yeah, happy days. Listen, I hope you've enjoyed this journey. Like I say, hopefully, if you're having problems with your DVD drive, you've watched this and found some tips, or you've just enjoyed watching something for 15, 20 minutes. So yeah, either way, if you enjoyed it, give us a like, and if you want to get sort of future notifications when I launch new videos and things, hit that subscribe button. It really does help us out. But the important thing is you enjoy the video. So enjoy the rest of your days. I'll see you soon.